We have discussed if statement, if else, and nested if. So today we will move to the next topic, that is else if ladder statement. Okay. So this comes under selection statement, that is conditional statements. Okay. So here we can call else if ladder statement, or it is also called if else if. So in this way, because we come across multiple if conditions and multiple else part. Okay, so we can see else if ladder or else if ladder. Anything. Okay. So first I will write the syntax, then we will discuss. Okay. So it will start from the keyword if. Okay. So in front of if keyword, how to write the condition. Okay. Then after condition, don't put the semicolon. Immediately after the condition, write statement. Okay. Then you write else thing. If condition statement else, in front of this else keyword, you write if. Okay. So you have to leave at least one blank space. So you don't write else if together. Okay, don't combine those words because two words are separate keywords. So write else keyword, leave one space, then write if at least one space, one blank space. But if you leave two or three, it's okay. But at least one space you leave. Okay. So next one. Immediately after if, again you write the condition. Okay. Then condition will be followed by statement. You always condition will be followed by statement. Immediately after it, you have to write the condition. This is in case of syntax. That also. In example, you come to know what condition we can write. Okay? So what condition we can write is come to know the example. Okay. In front of if keyword, have to write the condition. Immediately after condition, you have to write the statement. Okay. So if condition statement, else if condition statement. Again, same thing. Else if condition. So condition will be followed by statements again. Okay. So in this way, it continues. Okay, it keep on continues. Finally, we can say else if condition. Then again statement. Else default. So multiple, sorry. Else if condition. Statement. Else default statement. This is the syntax. See, in case of else if ladder, multiple conditions, multiple statements will come across. Remember, multiple conditions are there, and multiple statements are there, and even multiple else part is also there. Say, I think you remember in mathematics, if we come across like 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can say up to n. Okay, or you can say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to n, like that. So if it is in sequence, at the end what we can have up to n numbers. Similarly, here also, if you have multiple conditions, we can say condition 1, okay, condition 2, condition 3, up to condition n. Okay, condition 1, 2, 3, up to n. Similar statement also. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, up to statement n. Okay, so this continues. So for all the statements, it could be semicolon. And finally, we have write default statement. So if you are getting confusion with condition 1 up to n or statement 1 to n, you just remember the mathematical concept. So we say 1, 2, 3 up to n, or 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to n, sum of n numbers. Okay, in the same way here also. Many multiple conditions means for every condition you put one number. Condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition n. So that means n number of conditions. Condition will be followed by statement. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, n number of statements. And all the things are completed. Finally, we say else. At the end, for last else, but you don't write condition again. You say default statement. Okay. Now we will see how it works. So here, see when we have multiple conditions, or we can say if condition and else, or only if condition. So we know the working already. We know the working of if condition and as well as along with if else. Both we know. It means only if statement or if with else. We know the working process. Same thing we can apply here. See, you tell me when this statement will be executed. Can anybody that and tell? When statement 1 is executed. So when program control will come to this statement. So if the first condition is true, then statement 1 will be executed. Fine. See, just remember the concept of if else. Okay, if condition. So statement 1 else statement 2. So according to simple form of if else statement, okay. See, statement 1 will be executed when the condition is true. Statement 2 will be executed when the condition is false. Statement 1 is executed when the condition is true. Statement 2 is executed when the condition is false. Yesterday we have discussed while tracing the program. Okay, you people came to know how the control will be shifted. So statement 1 will be executed when the condition is true. Statement 2 will be executed when the condition is false. And in case of simple if, that is if condition, okay. So it is a statement. So in this case, statement immediately following the condition will be executed only if the condition is true. So by remembering these two concepts, we can apply here. Okay. Okay. Statement immediately following the condition will be executed only if the condition is true. This point remember. Statement immediately following the condition will be executed only if the condition is true. See, I am telling immediately following. That means you should not look at after statement and whatever the statements are there. You just see immediately whatever the statement is there. That is first statement, statement 1. Okay. So now, so statement 1 is executed when the condition is true. Now, if suppose if condition 1 is false, what happens? Condition 1 is false. It will move to the else path. It will move to the else keyword. Okay. If the condition 1 is false, it will move to the else keyword. Program control. You understand in program control way. So program control will move to the else keyword if the condition is false. So in else keyword, again we have one more condition. Observe. In else keyword, we have one more condition. Okay. This condition will be checked now. So if this condition is true, condition 2 is true, statement 2 will be executed. Okay. Statement 2 will be executed. If suppose if condition 2 is false, again it will move to the else keyword without executing statement 2. Okay. So if condition 3 is true, it will move to the statement 3. If it is false, we come to the else part. So in this way, it keeps on checking all the conditions. Okay. So it will reach the nth condition. Okay. So when nth condition is true, statement n is executed. If it is false, we move to the last, that is default. Only that is word default. Default means if all the conditions are false, if all the conditions are not satisfied, then finally default statement will be executed. Okay. Now we will see step by step what happens. So step by step we will see what happens. See, first case is, let us consider C1. Condition 1 is true. C1 is condition 1. So in short form, C1 is true. If condition 1 is true, statement immediately following the condition, that is statement 1 will be executed. So here I say yes, T1. So this is executed. Okay, statement 1 will be executed. Here is the question. If C1 is, see, one more important point here. If condition 1 is true and if statement 1 is executed, finished. Remaining conditions will not be checked. This point you have to understand. If condition 1 is true and if statement 1 is executed, remaining conditions are not checked. So that is the end of else if ladder working statement. Again, I will tell you this point is very, very important. If condition 1 is true, statement 1 will be executed. Remaining conditions are not checked. Next, second case is if condition 1 is false, then only condition 2 is checked. Remember, if condition 1 is false, then only condition 2 is checked. So when condition 2 is checked, if condition 2 is true, statement 2 is executed. I hope people are getting it. So if you are getting any confusion, you just chat and tell, so that I can explain once again. If it's clear, then we will move on. So if condition 1 is false, then only condition 2 is checked. If condition 2 is true, then statement 2 is executed. So once statement 2 is executed, remaining conditions are not checked. So this is the final. Okay. Okay, I will explain. Don't worry. So first we check the condition 1. If condition 1 is true, statement 1 will be executed. If statement 1 is executed, that is the end of the else if ladder. Remaining conditions are not checked. Now, if condition 1 is false, then only condition 2 will be checked. Again, if condition 2 is true, statement 2 will be executed, then it is the end. See, whenever I put in a false, that means it is the end. End in the sense, remaining conditions will not be checked. Okay. Now, if condition 2 is false, then only condition 3 will be checked. Because when else statement is executed, that you have to understand. Very, very important points. These are all. Statement immediately following the if condition will be executed when the condition is true. Statement immediately following the else part is executed when the condition is false. Again, I will tell you. Statement immediately following the if condition will be executed when the condition is true. Statement immediately following the else part will be executed when the condition is false. Now, if you look at condition 2, it is following the else part. Okay, immediately after else it is there. So if I tell condition 2 is executed, means then first condition should become false. Okay, and if I am telling condition 3 is executed, second condition, first and second, both conditions should become false. If I tell condition 4 is executed, first 3 conditions should become false. Okay, similarly, if I tell nth condition is executed, then n minus 1 conditions will be false. I hope people are getting it. Okay. So if I say condition 2 is executed, that means condition 1 is false, statement 1 is not executed. Okay. If I say condition 3 is executed, means condition 1, statement 1, condition 2, statement 2, all are not executed. In the sense, false. Condition 1, condition 2, both are false, then only condition 3 is checked. If I say condition 4 is executed, means condition 1 is false, condition 2 is false, condition 3 is false, then only condition 4 will be executed. If I say condition n is executed, means n minus 1 conditions are false, then only nth condition can be executed, otherwise no. Okay, in this way we have to understand. Okay, so once again, statement 1, condition 1, it is linked. Statement 2, condition 2, linked. Condition 3, statement 3, in that way. Condition n, statement n, in that way. Okay. If you tell statement 1 is executed, means condition 1 will be true. Okay. If you tell statement 2 is executed, means condition 2 will be true. If you tell statement 3 is executed, means condition 3 will be true. Okay. Whichever the condition will be true, statement immediately following that condition will be executed and it stops there. Okay. And in this case, one more important point what you have to remember is, if you tell condition 2 and statement 2 are executed, means 100% condition 1 is false, statement 1 is not executed. If you tell condition 2 is true, statement 2 is executed, means condition 1 and condition 1 is false, statement 1 is not executed. If you tell condition 3 is true, statement 3 is executed, means above conditions will be false. whichever condition you tell it is true and the statement immediately following that condition is executed means above conditions will be false. Then only it can reach that condition, otherwise it will not reach. See, unless and until condition 1 is false, condition 2 will not be checked. Unless and until condition 1 and 2 both are false, condition 3 will not be checked. In that way, you have to understand. So, whichever condition is executed means above conditions will be false, then only that particular condition will be executed. If you tell n condition is executed means above conditions will be false, then only you can say n condition is checked and executed. Okay. So now, so C2 is true, statement 2 is executed, here it stops. So similarly, condition 1. So if I say C2 is false, okay, C3 will be same. Okay. So if you say C3 is true, statement 3 is executed and it stops. So wherever conditions becomes true and statements are executed, there it stops. In the sense, next conditions need not be checked. Okay. So next conditions need not be checked. Whenever conditions becomes true and the statements following those conditions are executed means next conditions need not be checked. And above conditions will be false in that. Okay. So this process continues. You can't telling like condition 1 is false, condition 2 is false, condition 3 is false. Okay, it keeps on checking all the conditions till nth condition. Okay, so once it comes to the nth condition, Cn is true, statement n is executed. If Cn is true, statement n is executed. There also it stops. That means further it cannot check. If Cn is false, okay. If condition n is false, there is no condition like condition n plus 1. It is not there. It is else but that is last statement will be executed. That is default statement. Okay. So here I will write default statement will be executed when all the conditions are false. Okay. When we look at the example, I will show you practically. Don't worry. So default statement will be executed only when above all the conditions are false. Okay. So some important points I will tell you with respect to else if data statement. Okay. First thing is, if program control is moving to condition 2 means first condition will be false. Statement immediately following the first condition will not be executed. Okay. If program control is moving to condition 3, then first two conditions are false, statement immediately following those conditions are not executed. Similarly, if I am telling program control is moving to condition 4, first three conditions will be false, statements immediately following those conditions are not executed. So this process continues till it reaches nth condition. If nth condition is executed, that means if nth condition is true, above all the conditions will be false, then only nth condition will be executed. If nth condition is also false, then the last statement, default statement, will be executed. Okay. And wherever the conditions are true, that means you look at entire structure at a given point of time, one condition will be true. Okay, this point you have to remember. Either the condition 1 or 2 or 3 or nth condition, one condition will be true. Okay, whichever the condition is true, statements immediately following the condition will be executed. There only it stops working. Stops working in the sense that is the end of the else if ladder. So when it reaches to the end of the structure, when all the conditions are false, then only it reaches to the default statement. Okay. So from this, we can write the example. Okay. We will see how to write the example. Somebody asked the question, right? If condition 1 is true, if condition 1 is true, we need not check condition 2. Yes, correct. Because if condition 1 is true, what happens is this particular statement will be executed. Understand here? this particular statement will be executed. Because the condition 2 is presenting else part, so understand this concept. Because the condition 2 is presenting else part will be executed only if the condition, first condition is false. Remember, this is in general, not only with respect to else ladder, in general. Whenever you say else part is executed, means above condition will be false. I hope you got it. I don't know who was the doubt. Whenever we say else part is executed, means above condition will be false. So, if above condition is false, then only you check the condition 2. Okay, if above condition is true, we need not check this part. And it is as good as I can say, it will not check. It will not check means compiler will not check. Compiler will not go for condition 2 at all. Because condition 1 is true, statement 1 is executed, end. So end of the else if ladder will move further. To the end of the program. Only when condition 1 is false, then we can say condition 2 is executed. And if condition 2 is true, statement 2 is executed. So here also it is the end. Like wherever the condition is true, that particular statement is executed, that is the end. And when you say it is moving to the next condition means previous condition will be false. It's very simple. When you say it is moving to the next condition means previous condition will be false. Okay. Now we'll see the example. In the example, particularly for this L-shaped ladder, we got very good example. That is, first I will discuss about the example, then I will write it. So let us consider P as a variable. P is a variable, and it refers to the percentage. Whatever you will calculate percentage rate after getting marks card total, whatever you calculate percentage, it refers to percentage. Okay, P refers to percentage. And here, how I take the conditions is multiple conditions. See, if P is equals to, if P greater than or equals to 85, and one more assumption here is, let us consider less than 100 only. You just don't say, sir, if the percentage is more than 100. Don't think like that. Let us consider less than 100. It is fixed. Now, if I say, if you are getting percentage more than or equals to 85, let us print distinction. Message on the screen, distinction. And if you are getting P greater than or equals to 60, if you are getting percentage greater than or equals to 60, okay, then you will say first class. And one more thing, see, here when you tell the percentage, if suppose you are getting 90%, you don't say it is also greater than 60. Yes, 90 is also greater than 60. But in the marks card, I don't think so. They will display like distinction and first class. One grade you will see marks, right? If you are getting more than 60 and less than 85, first class is printed. Okay. If you are getting more than 85, getting percentage 90, then they will not say you got distinction plus first class. One grade distinction. If you are getting distinction, it is understood that you have got first class also. And if you are getting first class, it is understood that you have got second class also. Okay. Next, if I say P value, I am getting more than 50, so I can say it is second class. Okay. Then P value I am getting more than 35, just pass. Okay. Less than all, it is great. That is less than 85, less than 60, less than 50, less than 35, and even less than 35 also is. Now for this, we will write the code. Okay, not full program, just an example. So just look at the conditions over, right? Okay. First condition I write like this: if plus P greater than or equals to 85. See, in programming language, you just write greater than or equals to this here. Don't write like mathematics greater than or equals to 100. So mathematics greater than or equals to. Okay, you just write greater than symbol in front of that equals to 7. If P greater than or equals to 85, see out. Okay, console output. Here I say distinction. Okay. P greater than or equals to 85, it is written else. Okay. Again, if P greater than or equals to 60, second condition is. So first condition is greater than or equals to 85. Second condition is greater than or equals to 60. Here you say C out first. Again you get the condition. Else if P greater than or equals to 50, C out second class. Then else if P greater than or equals to 35, say else C out. So this is the example for else if ladder structure. Multiple conditions are there, multiple statements are there. And here, when you execute this code by writing a program, if by mistake on the screen, if it is displaying two grades, as I said, if p value is more than 85, if I consider p is equals to 90%. See, it is above 35, it is above 50, it is above 60, and it is above 85, right? You have to print only distinction. If you are getting output as distinction, first class, second class, pass, 4 grades, if you are getting for this percentage message, then somewhere you have done the mistake. While writing else or while writing condition, somewhere you have done the mistake. So always one grade is printed. If it is the percentage is say like 65, you don't print both first class and second class. You print only first class. Okay, in that way, how to write the code. Now we will check the condition. We will check this code how it works. Okay. Let me take random value of percentage. Say p is equals to say 63. We know it is first class, but we will check how it works here. Okay. So we know it is first class, but we will check how it works. Okay. So for this, what you have to do is you substitute this value starting from the first condition. We know it is first class, don't directly substitute here. Okay. You substitute starting from the first condition. Okay. If you substitute in that way, so you substitute the value of p. So p value is 63. Is 63 greater than 85? Is 63 greater than or equals to 85? It is not equals to 85, and it is not greater than 85. Right? Am I right? So we can say this part. If I say 63 greater than or equals to 85 by substituting the value, then I can say this condition is false. Because 63 is not more than 85 and it is not equal to 85 also. If this condition is false. Now, if the first condition is false, then only you move to the second condition. Remember this point, very, very important point. If first condition is false, then only the program control will move to the second condition. Now, again, you substitute here. Okay, 63 greater than or equals to 60. Substitute 63 greater than or equals to 60. P value is 63. You tell me, is 63 greater than 60? It is not equal to 60, I know, but it is greater than 60? Yes. If it is equals to 60 also, it is true. If it is greater than 60 also, it is true. Okay. So 63 is greater than 60. So condition is true. So if this condition is true, so if this particular condition is true, statement immediately following that condition. Statement immediately following that condition is CO. This statement is following immediately after that condition. So this particular statement will be executed and printed on the console. Okay. First class. Fine. Now, because this condition is true and this statement is executed, it will not check further. Okay, it will not check further. Yes, 63 is more than 50, we know, but it will not check because else keyword is there. Else keyword, that means else part will be executed only if the condition is false. This point you have to remember. Otherwise, what you do? You substitute here also. Yes, 63 is more than 50. You write second class in the output state. 63 is more than 35. Yes, you write pass in the output state. No, you cannot say first class, second class, pass, three, more than one grade, it should not print it on this screen. Only one grade it should print. So, how to understand this is, else keyword is executed, this particular blocks are executed only if the condition is false. Okay, if this condition is false, then this is executed. Here, in this example, condition is true, right, according to p value. So, because the condition is true, you don't consider from this else last else keyword. Okay, it will not execute at all. So, first that is printed. Okay. Now, if suppose if I take percentage value, say 30. Okay. Yes, we know it will print a last sentence that is there, but we will see how it is. What you have to do is just keep on substituting the values. Okay. So, see, is 30 more than 85? No, right? No means it is false. Is 30 more than 60? No. So, condition is false. So, substituting all cases. Is 30 more than 50? So, here also it is false. Condition is false. Is 30 more than 35? No. So it is less than 35. So all the conditions are false here. So 30 is not more than 85, 30 is not more than 60, 30 is not more than 50, 30 is not more than 35. All the conditions are false. But directly move the last statement. It is correct. And here you need not write it be less than 85. It is understood. It is not more than 85, it is not more than 60, it is not more than 50, it is not more than 35, it is understood, it is less than 35. So we can say directly it is correct. So this message is printed on the screen. So in the next class we will see the tracing part of this code. So this I will make it as a program in the computer by adding main function. It's very simple. In your home also you can test this. Just for this code only add main function and then close it. Okay, then you can test it. So in the next class we will discuss about the tracing part of this program by using the concept of F7 key. Okay. Thank you.